Okay. Uh, introduction should be written if you are doing experimental study ya. Argumennya tidak seperti itu ya. Harusnya bahwa eh, apa ya? Belajar bahasa Inggris itu perlu aktivitas langsung misalkan seperti itu. Banyak hal yang sudah dilakukan, berbagai teknik pembelajaran sudah dikembangkan oleh para guru dan para pakar di bidang pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Nah, ada salah satu game gitu ya yang mungkin bisa menjadi solusi atau menjadi daya tarik belajar bahasa Inggris. So then the distraction will not happen or is I mean at least this game is an effort for teachers to attract the student attention. So by doing this game, the student will involve in the process of learning vocabulary, something like that. Nah, Anda bisa berargumen tentang fly sweater game. Ya, why this become something interesting ya. Sesuatu yang bagus, sesuatu yang interesting, sesuatu yang new itu perlu diuji coba. Ya, kan jadi memang secara tidak langsung kita uh, ingin menyelesaikan masalah yang ada, yaitu masalahnya tetap tentang attention perhaps like that ya. Tetapi we focus more on the the game itself ya, bahwa game ini perlu diuji coba gitulah, to know how good is the game. So you do not emphasize on the solution of the problem. If you emphasize that one, so it should be in classroom exchange stage. But if it is not, I mean, it should be because we want to try a new way or a new game or the game that are become popular lately. Yeah? So then you need to try in your contact or something like that. So the argument is something like that. Okay, now research question. Is this game effective? Yeah. And if it is, so how effective? So this fine. Kemudian then this purpose. Okay, significance. I skip that one. Hypothesis. The null hypothesis between apa nih? No significant difference. No significant. Because your question is effective or not effective. So the hypothesis should be that sweater fly sweater game is not effective. Yeah. And then alternative is effective. So perhaps the words, I mean the sentence will read like this, yeah. The use of sweater game in teaching vocabulary to the grade 7 student is effective. Something. And the alternative also so become it's not effective. So for null hypothesis it's not effective and alternative is effective. And then this is variable, dependent and independent. you should, uh, you should start from independent first. So the independent variable is the use of, again, yeah, fly sweater game in teaching. So it's not only fly sweater game, yeah, but the actually is the usage of it in teaching. And then dependent variable is the student mastery of vocabulary, or at least you can say the student score of vocabulary test. Yeah. Or it's not the student vocabulary, yeah, but the student mastery or the student score. All right, so and then fly sweater game. I think the definition is not like this. Yeah. It's not an innovation, but is a game, for example. Yeah. A fly sweater game is a competitive game, misalkan, that requires student to be in to a confrontation game, something like that. Kalau memang itu yang apa di highlight. Kemudian literature review, teaching, ya, this teaching vocabulary in EFL context, teaching, uh, how do you explain about the teaching vocabulary? Kalau vocabulary, how uh, vocabulary perhaps ya is like repeating atau apa namanya itu yang mengulang terus gitu ya. Drilling ya, it's kind of drilling. Walaupun drilling itu adalah biasanya adalah skill ya, but vocabulary also need to be drilled, at least need to be used frequently. And the second thing that you have to bear in mind, so vocabulary is learned in context. In context, yeah. So then, people, student understand or acquire the vocabulary, not only knowing knowing the definition or the equivalent words in Bahasa Indonesia, or in other words, not only the translation of the words, but more important in the definition of knowing vocabulary is actually the student knows how to use vocabulary uh, in their context, ya. Jadi itu yang perlu disinggung di sini ya. Bagaimana cara mengajarkannya supaya vocabulary itu benar-benar dipahami dan bisa dipakai ya. So then the student can use the vocabulary. It is no useful, yeah. It is not useful to know vocabulary, but at the end they don't know how to use it, yeah, to use them. So that's why knowing or mastering vocabulary means not only knowing the translation of that vocabularies, but more important, you know how to use those vocabulary. Aspect of vocabulary, meaning, word use, word formation, word grammar. Word use itu mungkin ya. They must to know how to use the words. They must be aware of word colloquialism. Do you know what is that? Colloquialism. Colloquial. No, yeah. Colloquial itu so in English we very often, not always, yeah, that the words is paired with other words. Yeah. So the words is used in relation to the other words. For example, colloquial, misalkan search to pasangannya apa? Search for, ya kan? Karena bukan search with, ya kan? Search about, misalkan tidak seperti itu. Misalkan wait for, tidak bisa wait me, nah itu salah. This is not, so wait for me, something. So wait and for cannot be separated. So if we learn vocabulary, it should be in colloquialism. Now, are you going to use that one in your practice? Ah, ah. Makanya ya, itu nanti bertentangan dengan apa yang dibahas. Dan itulah makanya perlu dijelaskan apa yang kita maksud dengan teaching vocabulary. Salah satu definisinya seperti itu. Kita akan menjadi salah sebenarnya mengajarkan kalau kita hanya mengajarkan isolated words. Karena eh, kata yang kita kuasai kalau dengan cara hanya me- mengetahui atau menghafal kata-kata seperti itu, dia akan menjadi tumpukan kata saja. Dia not really useful. Dan kalaupun dipakai nanti menjadi salah. Now in English, there are, I said, even though it is not always, yeah, but in most cases, the words is used in relation to the other words. Ya. Jadi dia seperti couple gitu. Jadi itu yang makanya ada pakar ya, bukan ya mungkin praktisioner lah. Saya pernah baca dalam buku pengajaran bahasa Inggris. Belajar belajar vocabulary itu tidak bisa belajar dengan satu-satu eh, katanya tuh tidak bisa satu-satu, harus dengan colloquialism. Karena dengan demikian akan sangat apa ya, berbahaya sebenarnya karena nanti kita menggunakan kata akhirnya tidak kedengaran bahasa Inggrisnya gitu. Benar-benar hanya seperti berbahasa Indonesia yang diterjemahkan. Kalau dalam bahasa tulisan sekarang banyak sekali yang maksud saya alat untuk membantu kita untuk colloquialism. Ya seperti Grammarly gitu kan. Kemudian chatbot yang chat banyak itu kayak Quillbot. Sekarang ada ChatGPT. Itu semuanya alat yang bisa bantu kita to fix colloquialism. But that's only for written English. For spoken English, it is not easy to master. Now, if you argue this one, I mean this definition, sorry tidak ada itunya ya. I'm talking in chapter 2, yeah, teaching vocabulary. So here you explain aspect of vocabularies. So one that you mentioned here is word of colloquialism. I think that's good, yeah. But you have to think it over. I mean, later if you want to have the game, you should think of about colloquialism. Yeah. Fly, sweat again. So the second part of your literature review, fly, sweat again. So definition of the game, procedure, advantage, and disadvantage. Saya kira ya cukup begitu. Cuman tadi kurangnya adalah ya procedure. Now, where did you get this idea? I mean, the fly sweater game. Did you find from the articles or from the book or from your experience? Okay. So you don't have actually the like the handbook of this sweater game, fly sweater game, for example. No. So you have from Rezkia and Amri, 2013, using fly sweater game to improve student vocabulary. Now, usually you are required to present strong references, yeah, to support uh, your topic. In this case, it's fly sweater game. Um, Here you wrote, yeah, apa nih, advantage and disadvantage. Where these come from? Yeah. All right. So once again, so the procedure or the definition, the explanation of fly sweater game need to be improved, yeah, because that's not really clear how the game is played, yeah, and more important, how the game is really helpful for learning vocabularies. So I think before you start procedures of fly sweater game, here you have the section definition of fly sweater game. I think in that section, in the definition sections, you need to explain, yeah, how the game is helpful, yeah, in learning vocabularies. Okay, methodology, research methods. You need to have the reference for this, yeah, because the idea must come from somebody, ya, an expert. Kalau ini biasanya Cohen, Manion, and Marison, ya. Kalau bentuknya seperti ini biasanya miliknya Cohen dan kawan-kawan. Kemudian post test, vocabulary test, research will give a score. Pre-test itu harusnya yang dijelaskan adalah akan dilaksanakan tes vocabulary, ya seperti apa tesnya, dilakukannya bagaimana, seperti itu. Berapa lama, berapa kali. Post test juga dijelaskan seperti itu. Population and sample, population we need the number because population is quantitative, so you need to mention, yeah, the how many. Also the same sample. The sample is actually the way how you use, I mean, the way how you recruit or decide the sample. Jadi sampling method. Ya. Kalau di sini cluster random sampling, kamu harus jelaskan jangan cuma begitu ya. Yang lebih penting itu adalah misalkan untuk menentukan uh, untuk menentukan sampel, apa yang dilakukan. Misalkan dari 10 kelas, maka kelas itu akan di tossing kan, in order to choose one, or you will pick one class randomly without any specific reason. Misalkan seperti itu. Jadi penjelasan tentang bagaimana Anda melakukannya itu dia yang diperlukan di sini ya. Data collection. In data collection, you must have lots of explanation ya. Kalau begini nggak bisa karena quantitative research itu justru harus menjelaskan data collection sangat detail. Salah satu ciri quantitative research adalah mereka sangat detail di dalam menjelaskan prosedur riset dan instrumen yang dipakai untuk mengumpulkan data. Makanya dalam experimental research harus dijelaskan tentang validity and reliability of the test. You have to explain in such or in in uh, in in greater detail very specific explanations about the instrument that you will use. So if you are using, for example, a vocabulary test, so you have to explain here vocabulary test, not only naming or mentioning the number of the test, but how you construct the test. Are you making your own self, for example, like that? And if you are creating or constructing the test yourself, you have to argue that your test is qualified. So is in good quality. Now, to argue that your test is in good quality, you have to explain the validity and reliability process. Jadi di sini harus lengkap penjelasannya ya. Teknik of data analysis ya. Ini is okay. Why do you need to classify the score? Your whole point is actually apa nih? Very good what? Very good apa di sini? Very good achievement atau very good level of vocabulary mastery? Huh? Score. Very good. Okay, so you want to categorize the student achievement gitu. What is the what is the purpose of this? You know, your research question is whether it is effective or not effective. I think so. It is not needed here, because your research is to find out whether the game is effective or not effective. If you, like the last one here, weak effect and modest effect, I think that's relevant because you want to answer your question by naming like very strong effect or very weak effect or something like that. Now, meaning that your data, your technique of data analysis, ya. Ini bukan data analis ya. Tulisannya data analis. Data analysis. Jadi step by stepnya harus dijelaskan. You ngambil, you menghitung apa dulu gitu kan. Di sini mean score. Apakah mean score digunakan untuk di tempat lain? Mana? Kalau lihat di t-test kamu itu, di t-test kamu itu tidak ada mean score. Ada kan? Atau oh yes, ya. Ya. Min score 2, min score 1 ya. Oke. Alright. The percentage of kalau percentage di apakah digunakan? I'm trying to, to understand why this, why that. For example, mean score, okay. Mean score you hitung itu kan karena because you want to follow with the t-test. T-test, I mean, if you want to calculate t-test, you need mean score, ya. Nah, percentage of the student score. After calculating the mean score, the researcher will find the percentage of student improvement based on pre-test and post-test. The right to use this formula. My question is that how, so you have to kind of analysis. So you analyze using the percentage just to have the good, I mean, the easy perhaps, the easy way to look at the score. So we use on the percentage, and then we go on with t-test in order to know the effect size gitu kan. Now, so that's you need to be aware of that one, yeah. So uh, when we calculate the data, yeah, you have to have a good understanding. Why is that? Why is that of your data analysis? Okay, next references. References. It look okay, yeah, for this time. Cuman mungkin terlalu sedikit atau banyak karena banyak yang belum masuk itu ke sini. Kalau kalau Cohen ini 2007 ini yang ke-6 ya. Sekarang yang paling terbaru 6, 7, or 8 ya. Di 8th edition. Yang terbaru itu di 8th edition. Jadi kalau buku itu harus gunakan yang terbaru. Ya, kalau punya ya, tapi kalau nggak punya ya yang kita punya saja. Tetapi kalau Cohen mungkin ada yang edisi kelima dulu kita, 5 dan 6 memang. Kalau di prodi kita yang kita punyai itu 5 dan 6. Tapi sekarang sudah beredar yang ke-8 kalau tidak salah. Alright, so um, appendix, yeah, pre-test and post-test. Do you use the same test? Okay. How do you decide this vocabulary that you test? I mean, become the material for your test? How do you, for example, Why you test the word stupid, kind, angry, fast, misalnya seperti itu. Hmm, Oke. Kemudian your RPP, you said that this is your lesson plan for two meetings. Ini kalau general ya jangan begini. Maksud saya masa general tapi guru menyapa siswa kayak gitu itu ya justru yang perlu ditunjukkan itu adalah your activities because the activities become the treatment. Nah, yang perlu ditunjukkan di sini adalah misalkan meeting satu treatmentnya apa, meeting dua treatmentnya apa kan gitu. Kalau cuma apa kegiatan yang ritual itu tidak perlu. Ritual maksud saya yang kayak tadi itu menyapa guru, menyapa murid, uh, guru meminta siswa untuk berdoa, mengecek kehadiran, kemudian brainstorming itu tidak perlu dimasukkan di sini karena kan you said the general, you know, picture of your plan, ya. So uh, the highlight activities should be the one that you include here. Yeah, if you plan to have two meetings, so you have to have two meetings. Main activities here. It should be more or less the same because experimental research is not kind of like the improvement of the activities ya. Kalau yang namanya eksperimental ya kalau kegiatannya ini ya yang sana juga ini juga gitu. Ada variasi seperti yang dibilang tadi different material ya it could be ya. It could be different material to avoid the boredom. Tetapi aktivitasnya harusnya kurang lebih sama ya. Cuman eh, di dalam aktivitas kamu ini tidak kelihatan kegiatan fly sweater game-nya. You cuman bilang guru menggunakan fly sweater game gitu aja. Harusnya kegiatan itunya kan ya dirinci di sini. Walaupun tidak terlalu rinci, tetapi ya itu tadi apa you see that this the general, but we can notice ya the specific activities related to the game. Ya. Alright, that's the overall feedback for you. Saya kira that's it. Uh, do you have any questions? Ya, oke. Jadi mudah-mudahan dapat diperbaiki, ya. Terutama di bagian prosedur pelaksanaan game, ya, yang mana ini menjadi treatment apa penelitian Anda. Alright, so I think that's it for